total deal.
We did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's
Yeah.
what's missing is math of it.
What is, foundation supporting the river? Oh,
That's the community center's 501c3. We also have the animal shelter as a 501c3.
and didn't we discuss those require a board?
They do have a board.
Hmm?
They do have a board.
Okay, can we
Both
find
of
out
them.
who's on that board?
Yes, it's recommended in our deal that we got approved by the state that the police chief is the chairman of it, and
Of this community center?
No, he's talking
no,
about
of
the
the
animal
animal
shelter?
control. The community center is Shirley Wheat and Charlie Bloomfield and Paul, and John Claridge is the council liaison.
We had met one time.
Yeah, you don't meet usually but once a year.
But just so you know, I mean, it can be whoever we appoint. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want it, Leanne, I'll gladly let you have it.
Yeah.
If you want to volunteer for that one meeting a year.
Here's the chance.
Yeah, I'm open, I'm amenable.
Well, I feel like when you have foundations like this, it needs to be a variety of people. You need to have people from the outside that have a different perspective, because we could easily have way more than $6,000 in donations. But
You sound like a perfect person.
no. And then I think they need to work in hand with the people that are already on the thing. But it.
Well, we can change it. I'll just have
Do
to
we
follow
have
the
a right to
bylaws.
come, so we have a right as a council to appoint who we want on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
The, Marvin,
What interest on they?
do all they're relatively new, the last few years.
Yeah.
couple years.
Hasn't been very long.
So there hadn't been a lot of thought of after they were created. But, I mean, all their expenditures and stuff are subject to council oversight and approval, right?
Right.
So it's not like,
That's why I put it in there.
yeah. But like, what I'm getting at
Well, we're,
is, like, for the EDC budget, there was an amount that was set aside for community center improvements, but there was no details, so the EDC said, we want to see the details before expenditures are made, right?
Right.
You follow that?
Yes, sir.
So is that also the case with these, or is it because they've got a line item, then
They all got line items, but
it's just like a normal, the police chief, the fire chief, they get the budget, they just go spend it without any other oversight?
no, they have oversight.
I don't know that I've ever spent any money on it.
I don't, they haven't hardly spent anything.
Because I think that's what, just like the dollar donation money,
Mhm.
you know, we have specific approval
Right.
of what that money is spent for. So I think for these, the 501Cs, we want that same kind of level of control. And that might help a little bit with what the ends.
And I do have 2 public hearings coming up on those too, in the month of August.
For the 501Cs,
Uh-huh.
they're separate?
Yeah.
I didn't
Is
remember
that something we have to do?
No, you don't. The way we've been doing it is with the boards we got now. I do need the, it says in there that the mayor appoints, but, the chairman, the liaison of it, that's in the bylaws, but that was written before we,
Or change of...
yeah. Well, I might bring it down.
Maybe that should be the subject of the future workshop.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Really, the purpose of those and how they're managed and led.
well, also just keep thinking, you finagled this budget all the way down to $24,000. And that's pretty good coming from what you had to work with. And I continue to look back at the at the community center, $100,000 in the red approximately. And I just think, okay, even if they had enough rentals to cover half of their budget, then we're in the black. And we don't have to keep having all these discussions about what should be and what should happen, and raising taxes and all that kind of stuff, and, it just really, really concerns me.
The thing that's gotta be looked at, every rule that they're trying to enforce was approved by council. And everything I hear is that all these rules are why people aren't renting them.
And that's true, we do need to
And
get back on that.
even the
contract.
hours that you can rent it, so
We need to
this
get
needs
back
to
on
be, to your answer, to your solution is, this whole thing needs to be revisited as to how this paper needs to be a one-page deal, am I right? And the hours of rental need to be negotiated out to something competitive to what everybody else is doing. Y'all rent, I don't, so y'all would know more what this stuff's rented
What
for and for how long.
we're renting for and what we're offering, it's not worth it. And you can go up the street somewhere else and pay what we pay here and get so much more with a better facility. I think
But
that's
the
what we're doing.
paperwork part of it
Yeah.
is what we gotta hand them. We gotta hand them.
Because they do have to sign a contract
Well,
when you rent.
these are the rules, this is what everybody else is doing, because that's what we do all the time, Marvin. We check what other cities doing, well, this should be a similar process.
You know what we're gonna do,
Have
is
an
I'm gonna go
employee
get contracts from
look
like
and
other
see if there's
and just
training out
compare
there
them.
for them to potentially go to?
We looked at that here a while back. We hadn't found anything yet,
Oh,
but that
really?
doesn't mean it's not there.
There's nothing on the
Is there
TML.
any training that they could
Oh.
go to?
No, I didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean that, I haven't researched it as thorough as I need to.
I mean, there's people that specialize
Yeah.
in these, so you would think there, I mean, I think there's maybe degrees in.
Event coordinator.
Well, event
Yeah,
coordinator.
there
Oh,
is.
yeah, so,
Absolutely.
There
I would
is.
think there's some training out there,
I would think so.
yeah. But I think we gotta simplify the process, seems to be the biggest thing out here.
Yeah,
From
I think that's a
outside,
good
from
point,
outside of
for
this
sure.
room.
Yeah.
From outside of this room is what I hear, not from in here.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I can get you the packet from Richland. They have a rec center / event center that they rent rooms out with a full kitchen. It's newer, but it's very similar, but they have all the guidelines, all the rental fees, all the breakdown of the different things you can get, different days of the week for different amounts of different things, and if you wanna have alcohol, you gotta do this and this.
Yeah.
And it's very
I mean, there's some things we can't
policy,
change.
protocol driven, and
How-
detailed, and I can get those electronically
Hou-
tomorrow.
Hours
and send them to
would
the
be
council.
important, how long they rent them.
I can tell you
Yep.
that they rent that thing out constantly, and it generates
Well, like
year,
if you wanted to
quarter
have
of a year in pay
Quarter
for
of a million.
itself.
Huh?
If you wanted to have a fireman banquet, do they allow you, okay, you come in, you got an hour set up, hour tear down, and 3 hours to do your event? Well, a lot of people couldn't accomplish that in 3 hours.
That's what we're
That's
having
not
our
worth
issue.
Yeah,
Well, they
So, it's all
also
described in
have
that
that's
contract.
my,
staff that does all your table setup,
Yeah,
and cleanup,
that's
tear
what I'm saying.
down,
We
they
don't
do all
offer
that
that.
thing, all that stuff for you, it's included in the fee you pay.
Yeah.
But I can get you
Okay,
all
okay.
that,
Sure.
the
Well, I'd
community
appreciate
/ rec center only gets a $200,000 stipend from the general fund every year. Everything else in Parks and Rec, community center is fully self-funded.
that's good. We need
But
to-
I'll get you all that
sure you're
information,
not-
and you're talking about a town of 8,000 people, it's a similar
Yeah.
demographic, similar size city, a lot of things.
And it's
that-
built up.
Do you think they rent to only the residents, or is it anybody?
Oh, no,
I've rented it.
they rent it regionally.
Yeah, okay.
I had both of my sons' rehearsal dinners there, and they didn't cut me any slack, I paid full price.
What did you rent it for, James?
I don't remember the cost,
Oh.
it was a couple of years ago. But yeah, like Chief Shelley said, they set up tables and chairs. Only thing you do at the end, is throw your trash
Yeah.
away, clean up. And then
That's anywhere.
they do the table put up, sweep.
You don't
They
vacuum and...
No, they
farm
do.
your
We
own
have to
floor?
go in,
They
yeah,
put
ours
their
is,
best
we have to
sheets
do all
over
that.
them and-
But you do realize that